the story of the Bible and the Exodus when Moses was real, then the coming of Jesus Christ to deliver black people, Hispanic people, and Native Indian people out of America must be real.
Till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me.
The Lord's 48th annual Passover, Sunday the 9th of April at sundown. $150 per person or per family. Send your Passover funds today. Isupk.com.
You got brothers far as Hawaii, England. You got brothers from Puerto Rico. Like when you want to start talking about the 12 tribes, the Hebrew Israelites is really doing the 12 tribes. Not like Kemet. I don't want to talk too much, but not like Kemet. Where the Kemet niggas is talking about Africa, and ain't no Africans up in the Kemet.
Location, Dreiser Community Center, Co-op City, Bronx, New York. 177, Dreiser Co-op, Bronx, New York. Zip code is 10475. Auditorium B, on the second floor. The Lord's only Passover.
Like a spoon with a lighter, fuel to ignite. I'm winning, coming through with the title because
$150 per person, per family. Send in your Passover funds today.
Out in front 1 West, on 25th Street, at a hole in New York, whom the Lord has chosen Commander Junior Hunter to lead this nation and bring our people back together. You understand? We are also not affiliated with any other Hebrews like groups that you may see out here teaching on the streets. We have no dealings with these people, with them brothers. You understand? Now, what we're going to get into is something real heavy. We're going to get into what the Christian church has been lying about for so many years, that has kept our people in such a state to where we can't get back up and come back together as a nation. And what they're saying is that according to the Bible, according to their own interpretation, is that the Most High decided to not, is that these Christians are saying that we don't no longer have to keep the Lord's laws anymore.
That's right.
But yet Christ says that we need to keep His laws in order for our people to come back together and to build our nation under Yahushua. Now go ahead and grab me Deuteronomy 27:1. We're going to show you, according to the Bible, what happens to a people who decides not to keep His laws. What happens to a people when they start to revolt against the Most High and to start serving other gods, which put them in a condition which we're in today. You can look up and down the streets and you see our people on drugs, smoking weed, pimping women, making up excuses of why they can't go to work and take care of their family. That's why we call deadbeat dads today. That's why we call criminals crooks. That's why we're in jail right now. All because we choose to rebel against the Most High and not keep His laws.
Right.
Now read for me what you got.
Deuteronomy 27:1. And Moses with the elders of Israel command the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day.
Keep all the what?
Commandments.
The scripture says that we ought to keep all the commandments.
Right.
Now, yet when we bring this news out to our people, they say, oh, there's too many laws, we can't keep them all. Or they try to find some other excuse of why they can't come back to serving the Most High God. But this is what's going to fix black people. This is what's going to get us back on top over the white man and bring us back onto our own nation, which is Israel. You understand? Finish what you got.
And it shall be on that day when verse 2, and it shall...
No, that's it. Now drop that and go over to Deuteronomy 28:1. We're going to prove all things according to these scriptures, because keeping these laws is very important. It's above everything that we need to keep in our lives.
Right.
There's nothing that we cannot do that can get us back on top if we keep these laws. These laws hold above everything in the universe when it comes to this word. Now read from what you got.
And it shall come to Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, and thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord.
Oh, right there. This is the Lord saying that this is going to be a time to where we're going to listen to the Most High and see what He has to say in order for us to be a people that's going to be prosperous in our own land. Prosperous in ways in which we can rule over all nations and have everything that we desire in the Lord. Read on.
The Lord thy God, and will serve, and to do all His commandments.
And to do all His what?
Commandments.
This is what the Lord requires of us as a people to do. for blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans in the state in which we're in now, we need these laws in order for us to get up out of our captivity. Read.
Which I command thee this day.
This is a commandment. This is an order. This is what the Most High has commanded us to do in order for us to get up out of the conditions in which we're in order for our people to be fixed. Read.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations.
Above one nation.
All nations.
Above two nations.
All nations.
Above all nations. If we keep these commandments, every law, every commandment, every statute that's in this Bible, we can get out of our captivity and we can rule over all nations. We don't no longer have to worry about being underneath the white man and having a slave underneath him for a job to where we getting paid minimum wage.
Right.
We don't have to worry about anything that we desire in this kingdom underneath the white man, because if we keep these laws, we don't have to worry about anything that we like today as a people.
Right.
Now you go ahead and go over to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. Now we're going to show you what happens to a people who decides to not keep these laws, statutes, commandments, which we're in the condition which we're in now. Read.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right. This is the time in which we're in right now, in which our people are not listening to the priests and prophets of the Lord and the Isupk as we give them the laws of the Most High God. This is the Lord in the scripture saying that this is the time in which our people is not listening to the priests and prophets as far as for bringing out the law in which our people need to be fixed from. 3.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
This is the Lord commanding us that we ought to keep all his laws, all his commandments and his statutes. Because if we keep these statutes and his laws, we're going to be a holy people in which we're going to be separate from all nations who all other nations are doing. If we keep these laws, we won't be eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. We won't be dressing up like homosexuals like a lot of our brothers are doing, because they don't know what they need to be in life and what's their purpose and what they need to do. Now we're going to go ahead and show you what is the purpose of a black man, what's his role, and what he needs to do as far as for serving the Lord. Go ahead and give me the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 13. We're going to show you the purpose of the black man, or why the Most High God created the black man, what he's doing to do here on earth. It's real simple. The Most High has said in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15 that we ought to keep all his statutes, laws, and commandments in which he has given us. Because this is what sets a black man, thank you brother, this is what sets a black man on top upon the earth over all nations on earth for him to serve the Most High God with diligence and by being prosperous in everything in which we do as a people. Now read for me what you got. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Read.
Ecclesiastes chapter.
And what the brother's bringing out is real heavy.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. We still not going to get off the topic of how the Christian church is lying out to our people of how we're not supposed to be keeping the laws of the Most High God. But according to the Bible, we are supposed to be keeping these laws every day with no excuses. We say in Isupk, no excuses. We keep these laws every day and we demonstrate them out to our people on how to keep them. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. We're going to break down the whole entire Bible as far as for how we're supposed to keep these laws. Read.
Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord.
That's right. This is the scripture saying there's going to come a time to where we're not going to keep these laws and listen to what the Most High has to say and commanding us of what we need to do as a people. Read on.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Right. Now go ahead and drop that and go over to verse 30. The Lord has commanded us as a people, as a whole, as the 12 tribes of the nation Israel, to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that we all supposed to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, which are to make us a holy people separate from all nations upon the earth. We don't have no dealings with the Arabs, with the Chinese, with the Japanese, with the Indonesians, with any other people that's not of our own people, that's not a part of the 12 tribes, because their customs are not our customs. We have our own customs. We have our own feast days in which we're supposed to celebrate. The black man is not supposed to be celebrating no damn Christmas, Easter, Halloween, 4th of July, because that has nothing to do with the Lord according to the Bible. Read on.
Verse 30, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Now, this is us getting into the curses according to the Bible, or what happens to a people who decides not to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. The scripture just says that you're going to have a woman, and another man is going to take her. What does that sound like? That sounds like brothers and sisters who's taking other men's women and sleeping with them, which is according to the Bible, which is called adultery and fornication. Now go over to the next verse of verse 31.
Thy ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof.
Right, this is a curse that fell upon the Native American Indians. The white man has killed millions upon millions of their oxes before their eyes. And the purpose of the ox to the Native Americans is that they use it for clothing and they use it for food. But the white man, by being the most subtle beast in the field and the most cunning devil that he is, he killed all of the oxes.
Right.
Now go over to verse 48.
Verse 48, therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies.
Thou shalt serve thy what?
Thine enemies.
This is what happens to a people who decides not to keep these laws. We're going to be handed over to our enemies. To the northern tribes, which consists of the Hispanics, to the people who stay over in Argentina and Chile, to the Puerto Ricans, they were captured by the Spaniards. That's why they speak Spanish today. And as for the western tribes, as for the southern tribes, which consists of the Benjamites and the Judites, we were captured by the white man which you see today, who is the cunning devil that he is. Read on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall set against thee, and hunger and thirst.
Right. The Lord sent the white man to come and get us out of our land in Israel, out of Africa in which we were in. That's the African Holocaust, so-called African Holocaust, in which the white man said, but it's actually the Jew Holocaust in which the white man has taken out of us, out of Africa and into America, for us to be as slaves. Now, read that over again.
Verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Right, the Lord sent the white man unto us to be able to grab us and to bring us back into bondage. The book of Revelation called America the new Sodom and Gomorrah in Egypt. Read on.
And hunger and in thirst.
Right. If we want any food and if we want any drinks and if we want any water, we have to go to the white man for it, because we're under his authority. We're under his reign. We're under his head. You understand? Read.
And in nakedness and in want of all things.
Right. If we want clothes, if we want anything, if we want a car, if we want a house, if we want a boat, if we want a plane, we have to get to the white man for it. Because who's the most dominant person upon the face of the planet? The white man. Who has everything that you can imagine that you will want? The white man has it. Now go ahead and drop that and go to verse 68. We're going to show you according to the Bible and to prove to you that we were those people who came on those slave ships all those hundreds of years ago, over 400 years ago, on those slave ships to where we were packed like sardines in the can. You understand? Read.
Verse 68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
What does the word Egypt mean? The word Egypt means bondage. the Lord is going to put us back in bondage again under the white man, which he has already done today. This is a prophecy in which was mentioned in the book of Deuteronomy that we will enter into our last captivity. Read.
Into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
The scripture says that we're going to enter into Egypt again with ships. We came over here on ships, and the scripture is also going to say that we're going to see it no more again because this is our last captivity. Right now, it's the point in time to where we need to rise up as a people and to stop killing each other and to stop hating each other and to keep these laws, which is going to get us up out of our captivity in which we're in.
Right.
Finish reading.
But the way whereof I spoke unto thee, thou shalt not see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Right, the scripture says for bondmen and bondwomen, meaning slave men and slave women. We've been slaves, and we are still currently slaves here in America underneath the white man in which we're in. And our conditions are not going to change if we don't stop accepting the laws in which the Christian church is teaching.
Right.
And how we are not supposed to be keeping the laws. We are supposed to be keeping these laws.
Right.
Because there's power behind these laws which will get us up out of our conditions in which we're in. Right. If we keep the law that says that don't smoke, that don't smoke, we're gonna start doing a lot better things to where we can get up out of our captivity. Go ahead and drop that and go over to 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 3. What the brother's going to be bringing out is going to be very heavy, because not only do we have a lot of false prophets and teachers that are on our street corners next to every liquor store and gas station, to where we have black false leadership, to where we don't know how to go about in life as far as for how to fix our conditions, how to know our purpose and the manner in which we should go. But let's see what the scripture says. Right here. Read. The book of 2 Chronicles chapter 15 verse 3. Because we've been without a true righteous leadership for a very long time. But that righteous leadership has came back in the year of 1969. To where the 7 heads are chosen, to where the Most High has chosen the 7 heads to be able to build this school. And right now, Commander General Hunter is leading the school to bring our people back together. Read.
Verse 3, and David gathered all Israel together to Jerusalem to bring up the ark of the Lord unto his place.
The book of 2 Chronicles. Take your time, brother. The book of 2 Chronicles chapter 15 verse 3. There's going to come a time to 2 Chronicles chapter 15 verse 3. There's going to come a time to where black people are not going to be running away from keeping these laws anymore, because there's going to be an option to where you're going to have to be keeping these laws, or you're just simply going to be punished by the Most High when he's come back with some chariots. You understand? Read.
2 Chronicles chapter 15 verse 3. Now for a long season Israel has been without the true God and without a teaching priest.
Right, the scripture just says that we've been a very long time without the true God and without a teaching priest. A teaching priest is a servant on the Most High, to where he goes out into these streets every day to teach our people that we need to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, which can get us up out of our captivity which we're in. Right. We can lead and guide this people unto salvation, which we need right now. Read what you got.
And without law.
And without the law. Right now, on the Isupk, on the Commander General Hunter, there are a new era of priests and prophets of the Lord who are being raised by the Spirit of the Most High to teach these scriptures. And we are out here today teaching you these scriptures to let you know that we have to keep these laws.
Right.
Now drop that and go over to the book of Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
No problem.
We're going to go into these scriptures, and we're going to prove to you that the Most High did order us to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. The Most High has ordered and has commanded us by being the Most High and the Most Supreme unto his children, which is the Hebrew Israelites, that we are supposed to keep these laws, statutes, commandments which governs us and which is going to get us out of our captivity. Read.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversary and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
Right, the scripture says that even though we're being afflicted, but there's going to be times where we won't be punished, we won't be shot in the streets, our females won't be having the abortions that they're having by the thousands every year. We won't be afflicted, we won't be mourning anymore to where we in the conditions which we're in, because the scripture is saying what?
But thy eyes shall see thy teachers.
Right. The scripture says that we're not going to, that our priests and our teachers won't be removed in the corner anymore. Meaning that our people won't be running away from the priests and prophets to where they're going to be commanded by the Most High to carry out these laws. And to demonstrate to our people and let our people know that these are the end days to where we have to keep these laws.
Right.
And that our grace in which we have now, that the Most High has given us, is very short.
Right.
And it's right around the corner until the time that the Most High God, with His angels and Yahweh, His Son, come back with the chariots who are going to come and pick up the Lord's chosen people, and who's going to bring our nation back together as a whole, and in the name of Yahweh Shabbat. Read. Drop that and go ahead and go over to the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. We're going to see what Christ has to say in the matter of us keeping the laws. The Christian church says that we don't have to keep the laws because the law is done away with. But yet you will never see in the Bible to where it says that the law is done away with. But let's see what Christ says on the matter of whether or not if we are supposed to keep the laws or if we don't. Because keeping these laws is very important for us as a people, because we are the only people whom the law is given to. You understand? Read.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law.
Read that over again.
Verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets.
Right, this is Christ speaking. Out of His own words, out of His own mouth, saying that He was not sent to destroy the law or the prophets. He wasn't come to sent to destroy the prophecies which are in the Old Testament concerning Him and His people. Read.
I have not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
But to do what?
To fulfill.
The scripture says, but to fulfill. Christ did not come to remove the law. He came to fulfill it. He chose 12 disciples in which He has chosen to lead the nation during the period of time right here to where we ought to keep these laws. There is no law done away with what the Christian church is saying. A lot of what they're saying is bull crap, because they can't prove, according to the Bible, that the law is done away with.
Right.
But Christ just says that we ought to keep what?
17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I have not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
But to fulfill. Go, read on.
For verily, verse 18, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one little shall not in no wise pass from the law.
Right, the scripture says, until one jot or one tittle shall no one pass from the law. Meaning that as we keep these commandments, we're not going to fall short of any of these commandments, because we're going to keep keeping all of them. There won't be no excuses as to why we shouldn't keep all these commandments and which the Lord has commanded us to do. That's right. Read.
Till all be fulfilled.
Read on.
Verse 19. Whoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men. So.
Right. The scripture just says, whosoever is going to teach.
Nobody tell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it works.
My whole life was trying to find
find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues. Boy, this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain, something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?